Hey everybody, welcome back. Good to see you again. First timers here, we're glad you're here. Like, subscribe, whatever you need to do, let's follow. Today, I'm blessed to have owner of Fit Believer coaching system or coaching company, Oscar Cavero. Welcome. He's going to kind of dive in a little bit. We're going to have a discussion about his coaching, what it does, who he is, and kind of, just kind of spitball. So welcome, Oscar. I'm glad you're here.
Well, thank you very much. And I will say, first of all, thanks for the invitation. It's an honor to be here. And just to talk to people, it's always good to give back to the community,
Yeah, and it was funny, just like you said, giving back, just our conversation before we got on, it was like we started spitballing, like we learned something new we didn't know about each other. So it's like, and that's kind of like my whole deal is here is to find, the local businesses, people that offer service, or service or a physical storefront, whatever it is, get them out in front of the camera and get them talking, because sometimes, people don't know about you until you get out there. So I'm like, hey, let's chat, let's have just open dialogue. So, let's jump right in. Give me some background on what kind of, got your thought process on, hey, I need to go into bodybuilding for one, and two, what led you to kind of, what kicks you into gear to open up the company and become a coach?
Well, I will say this. I've been a professional soccer player when I was, in my younger age. I started playing soccer when I was like 12.
Okay.
Right? So I've been into sports and, the gym and working out and all that stuff for a long time. But then when I hit like 19 or 20, I realized that I lost my dad when I was 9. And that was based on a medical condition. But, I was little. I didn't know too much of it.
Didn't
right?
understand.
And then when I started learning about what really happened, I noticed that my dad was inactive and with a lot of bad eating habits, right? So that could have been prevented, you know? So I put in my mind, like, you know what? I'm gonna pursue this fitness stuff so I can help people so their kids don't have to go through what I went through when I lost my dad, That was the first step.
Okay.
So then I started getting into fitness, start getting different certifications and this and that, and I fell in love with helping people, And then bodybuilding came like late 30s.
Okay.
Just watching YouTube and I mean, I was in fitness for a long time already. And the next step was to jump into bodybuilding. That is something, I mean, it's inside of fitness, but it's kind of like, the top layer of fitness, And it's been a blessing, man. It's been really nice.
That's good. I mean, see, that's the thing. The whole thing is, I work out and I spend a lot of time in, but yeah, I'll be honest with you. My eating, and a lot of you out there, it's Friday night. You're tired. Like, oh man, let's get the pizza. Let's get the burgers. I spend a lot of time with you in the gym, and we do a lot of sweat. But like I said, I can understand it boils down to eating. And it's a challenge every single day. I mean, go by donut shops. Go by we got all these cookie shops and donut shops everywhere I go. And they got that Paris baguette company. It's like, oh, this is like sinful stuff all over, and you're like, you can eat all that stuff all day, and it's the willpower to say no. It's hard. So that's good that you're doing it, though. I mean, like I said, because what really keyed in is like the kids. The kids don't understand. They understand, Dad. And then what happens is, even me, I have to work on it with my son. Is I eat this way, and guess what? I'm a mirror reflecting back to him, so he eats this way.
That's
and
true.
then you just perpetuate the cycle,
That's
and you're
true.
trying to break it. That's pretty cool. I really dig that. So, I mean, you've been in this for a long time. Have you gone to any schooling or any programs that have certified you for coaching?
Yes. So I have my latest certification is G3 University is a bodybuilding that he has a big company that he preps people for coaching and bodybuilding. So I got a certification on the female division because 80% of my clientele are females, believe it or not. So I had a certification on that, but I have 3 different personal training certifications. The one that I'm really, really proud of, when I was back in LA in 2017, I was working with 24 Hour Fitness. I was the fitness manager in that facility. And they had a partnership with the U.S. Olympic Committee, and I got certified as a personal trainer for the USA Olympic
That's
Committee.
huge.
That's really huge. And that never expired. So that's something in my resume that I'm really proud of.
It's like the gold plaque. It's there all the time.
Yes.
Never goes anywhere, and it's always valuable. Nice.
So I have different certifications in nutrition, nutrition for females that is a little bit different, hormones, and so many different things through 24-hour fitness as well, that they provide all those courses and studies and stuff.
Okay, so how many years did it take to get all that?
I mean, I would say probably 10, 11 years.
Okay, so it's not
to
a fly by night.
No, to accumulate all those certifications, it took me a while.
So you got some background on there. Okay, well, like say I was going to come to you, like for instance, like, hey, I need a coach. Okay, what's kind of like your philosophy behind how you do things, what to expect, because everybody's like, I don't know, like what, when you buy a cereal, you look at the instructions.
Exactly.
Like when you buy, you buy like a TV or you buy anything electronic, you go on YouTube or you go on and you watch, you learn about it. Coaching, you can't. There's not really YouTube's on it, so you got to sell yourself here. So, what kind of, like I said, what's your philosophy? How do you do things?
So it's really simple. It's different approach to fitness, right? But the main thing is science. So I don't have a system that I can tell everybody, okay, you have to do this and this and this and this, because at the end of the day, it's nutrition, training, sleep.
Yeah, there's no way to cookie cut that because everybody literally is different,
right?
Inside and out.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So when we talk about nutrition, it's a science behind that. When we talk about training, it's science. So all I have to do is just get to know you, like to see, what you do for a living, what style of training are you doing, how many hours of sleep do you normally get, what type of food that you eat, at what time you eat, and all that stuff. Once I get to know you, I can write a program for you because everything is based on science.
Okay, so you break down what time you eat, That's like after 7, 8 o'clock before bed, not a good thing. But what time you eat, what you eat, how often you eat, kind of intervals, that kind of thing?
Yeah, everything counts.
And then you plug in when you work out, what type of workout, what intensity?
And it depends as well, because if you work out in the morning, your eating has to be different than when you work out in the afternoon or when you work out at night.
Yeah, you've kind of cued me on a couple things like that, and I fell off. I used your schedule for a minute. I'm like, man, I was feeling like this isn't working because my problem is once I start eating, I just don't stop. I have a hard time with control when it comes to food. And I'll be honest with you, I love to eat. So that's good that it's a science approach rather than this is what I like to do, because I find that I've heard other coaches before and other trainers, and this is how I do it. And if you don't like it, it's like, well, that's not customizing to me. That's exerting your will. To me, I don't think that's going to work because, like you said, everybody's different.
I mean, everybody has their own way to do things. At the end of the day, everything, sit back and like science, because we need to know how your body react with certain things. Like if you do this and this exercise, this will happen. And that is just like science, or if you eat this and this and this will happen, right? So, for example, if you want to lose weight, you have to eat on a calorie deficit. That means that you need a certain amount of calories just to do the things that you do on a daily basis, right? So if you go to school, if you go to work, you come back, you watch TV sitting down and all that stuff. Just to do that, you need an amount of calories. If you decrease that amount of calories, you will lose weight, even if you don't work out.
Okay.
If you increase that amount of calories, you gain weight, even if you don't work out. It doesn't matter if you eat healthy or unhealthy.
It's just straight.
It's just
numbers,
calories, right? Now, the healthy and unhealthy part is how your body's gonna look, of course, right? But at the end of the day, that is just science. So it's, the calories that you consume against the calories that you burn on a daily basis, and that gives you the results.
Well, is there any is there any hot food, like certain foods that you should just stay away from flat out if you want to live healthy? Even if you want to, maintain muscle and lose weight, either way, is there certain things that you just don't?
So everything that will trick up your cholesterol and your triglycerides, like your cholesterol levels can, clog your arteries and your blood vessels, and you can get a heart attack. So that's the main thing for us, like trans fat, everything that has trans fat. That is
fried.
That will, yes.
And I love fried chicken. I'm so bad about it. Once a month I go fried chicken. I gotta have once a month.
It's nothing. It's not bad to enjoy, right? So once in a while you want to enjoy, but if you keep a balance.
Yeah.
Because remember, for example, if you eat fries at 9 p.m. and then you go to bed, you're not burning those fries.
Not at all.
But if you eat it, let's say at 2 p.m., you have the rest of the day to burn it, right? So when you go to bed, you don't have those fries on you anymore. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but it has to be like you can't follow it up with a burger later and then with a burger later. You have to eat at least something decent the rest of the day.
Yeah, of course. I mean, look, I remember in I think it was 2016, I did a challenge with one of my friends. And because you know me, you know that I love cookies. Right, you know that I'm a cookie
we got to
monster.
talk about that too. I was like, "What do you eat?" He likes cookies, and he actually has almost like a sweet tooth that you have to have your fix every day.
I love cookies. So I get in this challenge with this friend back in Miami when I was living in Miami, and I told him, like, look, I'm gonna do a meal plan for me, and I'm gonna eat Oreos every single day.
I knew I loved you.
And I'm gonna beat you, right? So at the end of 3 months, because we did it for 3 months, and look, I eat Oreos every single day for 3 months.
We've had this conversation.
Yeah, and I was 17% body fat, and in 3 months, I was at 8.5% body fat. And he stayed around 12, 11, so I beat him eating Oreos. You know, so at the end of the day, you know, if you know your calorie, if you know your body, you can always have fun with it. Of course, it's different foods that we need to stay away from it, but you can get fit eating, you know, something not too healthy inside of your healthy diet.
That's why I was going to ask you about what your client success stories. And like right there, you ate Oreos and you lost weight and you had almost no body fat. I'd start eating Oreos like that. I'd be like, you know, wouldn't even be able to get through that door. I'd have to turn sideways. So that's pretty cool. Well, let me ask you this. Like, for instance, as far as a coaching schedule, what's your, availability during the week? Is there certain days that you're available versus not? Is there times of the day that you prefer to train?
So right now, I will say it like this. I don't have an opening right now for coaching into like the next 2 weeks.
Okay.
Because, you know, you have clients for a certain amount of time.
Yes.
And some people leave, some people come back, right? So in 2 weeks from now, I'm going to be open, right?
Okay.
So I have an app that I use to coach my clients.
Okay.
Of course, it's an app that if you go to the App Store or Google, you're not going to find it because it's private. So that's kind of like the tool that I use to coach my people. And because I do everything online, I'm 24/7 available for my people.
But don't call you at 2 o'clock in the morning. Load it in the app, and you'll get it in the morning.
Of course. And I don't normally, like, when I have check-ins with my clients, I normally ask them for 24 hours for me to respond. And if you send it, I always say, if you send it, I receive it. So don't worry about it. You know, I will respond to it.
Do you have, like, certain gyms that you go to, or do you go to the home? I mean, how does that work as far as when you train?
I'm not training people face-to-face anymore.
Okay.
So last client that I was training is an athlete that is playing football in Pittsburgh High School.
Okay.
And the last session that we had was last week.
Okay.
And I was training him in our home gym.
Okay.
So, but it's a little complicated when you train people face-to-face. Because you can just train a certain amount of people in a day, you know. And I have so many things going on right now that I transition everything online. And online I can have, 50, 60 clients, and I can, serve them at the same time and with the same tool on my own time, of course.
And you have to have those ones that they want to do it because, if it's online and, I did it, coach, and you're like, no,
that's a different story because
I
I normally put people, and this will sound kind of weird, but I normally put people in 3 different buckets, right? So you have the 100% bucket, the 60% bucket, and the 20% bucket, right? Yeah. So the 100% bucket is those clients that you send them what to do, and when they send you their check-ins, you can see the progress. You just tell them what to do and they do it.
Yeah.
Right? And then you have those 60% that they need a little bit of motivation and they need a little bit of push, right? And that is good. I love the 60% because I need to work, right? Yes. Because the 100%, you send them what to do and then you don't hear back from them.
Unless there's a problem.
Exactly, right? And then you have the 20%.
Okay.
With the 20%, are those clients that are super motivated in a week, and then they disappear for 3 weeks, and then they come back, Coach, I'm ready, right? And I love them too, because they really want it, but sometimes it's life, schedule, like different things, right? And those make me work a lot harder than the 60%, of course, but I love them all.
And that's got to be, I would find that would be one of the harder category, because I'm very disciplined. You see, even though I'm not, I don't look like you with my shirt off, but I'm in every day. I get in, I push it, and I work. I just have to, it's like, it's in my schedule. I wake up in the morning, brush my teeth, put my gym clothes on, read my Bible, have coffee, go to the gym. It's like a non-negotiable. That's what I do. But the 20%, and like, if I can do it, why can't anybody else do it? So that would drive me crazy. But but you have the patience. I can see that in your demeanor.
It's something that you start developing little by little. Because if not, I will be screaming and But it's something that little by little you start like understanding and creating a little bit of patience on it.
Cool. Well, let me ask you this: like, say somebody you had an availability. What does like pricing cost look like? I mean, is there different packages and programs?
So I have 2 different packages. One is for business owners.
Okay.
Because I believe that business owners, they have a different type of lifestyle.
Absolutely.
Schedule, and they cannot follow a strict diet, right? So it has to be more flexible for them.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a totally different program, right? And then I have a program for lifestyle and competition as well, competing.
Okay.
Right? So the program for the business owners, of course, is a little more expensive. We can go by month, or we can go by 6 months or a year. It comes into like $10,000 a year if you want to do it that way. And the regular program for, I would say regular people, or people that wants to get into competition and all that stuff, is $500 a month or $350 a month. It depends of where you are and what I need to do.
Okay.
So I have different prices, and I have 2 different programs, right? It's based on, like, when you go to my Instagram and you apply for coaching, you get a link to a form. Once you fill out that form, I know what type of program you need.
Yeah, because you answer the right questions, and you go, okay, it's like a quick profile design.
Exactly.
Nice.
So after that, I'll give you a call, and then we jump into a FaceTime call, a video call, and I get to know you. So I know who I'm dealing with and what I need to do. And sometimes I have to say no to people because it's not gonna work. And I find someone another coach, friend of mine, that I know that it has that type of style that they're looking for.
Okay.
And I refer them to.
I was just going to ask you, it's a specific style or thing that they're looking for.
Some people are.
Yeah, like, I need to lose 50 pounds in 3.5 weeks and be ready for wedding. You're like,
yes.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I have, and this is a success story as well. I have a program that I call the Superstar Program. And it's something that I can get you, I will say, shredded in 4 weeks.
Dang.
But it's not something sustainable.
Yeah.
Right? It's something that you have to go through so many different things to be able to be ready for that day. It's not healthy, right?
It's not healthy.
But some people just want to do it because they need, like, let's say, a wedding, or they have an event, or right? And that puts you through like water cycling, so carb cycling. I do so many different things in 4 weeks. But like I said, it's not sustainable.
Well, it's probably good that they go to you, somebody that knows what they're doing, because if you try and go to the internet version and just blindly do this, you can seriously hurt yourself by,
Definitely.
not eating enough, and then, what do you want to do? You want to pass out and end up at the hospital? Yeah, so,
Definitely.
wow, that's too tough for
and
me.
it's really important to get, blood work done before you start, so I can see you panel and see if you are healthy enough to take this.
I didn't think about that, but you actually give me some blood work before you jump in.
Definitely. I send in a link, and they, they purchase this, and they go to, any lab, and they do their and I need to see that panel to see if you are healthy enough to be able to go through this,
Yeah, that's pretty intense. That's really intense. So that's cool. That's a lot. I mean, we covered a lot here. I'm glad. Before we show this off, come on, show it up. What is it?
This happened last Saturday. I went to LA.
Okay.
That was my last competition, and we got first place in Masters because I'm over 40. You already know, right? So some
40.
people
I
think
thought you were
that
talking about 30. I learned on a 30. I'm like, that was yesterday.
So we got first place in Masters, and that allowed me to compete now. Next week, I'm going to Pennsylvania to attend to get my pro card.
Oh, right on.
So this gave me that opportunity because I qualify now to compete in nationals.
Okay.
And I'm going to North Americans is the name of the show in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. It's on a Wednesday, bro. It's kind of weird because it's not the shows normally are on the weekend, but
Well, that's
this is
because
on
now you're
Wednesday.
in a professional level. This isn't for the rookies anymore. The weekend warrior. You're down to the real deal.
We got that, and so good because I went with the whole family. I went with my wife and my two
I saw
kids.
that, the video you went to Disneyland, didn't you?
Yes, we
That was
went
awesome.
to Disneyland as well. So it was a good weekend. Not only because we got what we were going for, but I have to spend time with family as well.
No, it's key. This guy's really disciplined. I know that we postponed this sitting down because he wanted to compete, but because of some things, their schedule changes, he actually went on vacation with family. He was still eating on his diet the correct way when he was on vacation. I go on vacation, man. I'm like, let's go fried. Well, I'm going to find all the bad food because you don't get it here. I want to find those niches that only they have out there. Good for you.
It wasn't my plan, though. It wasn't my plan because I was supposed to compete on July 20th.
Okay.
Right. But my coach and I, we decided I wasn't ready to compete in that show.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But because we set up that time, that day, like months ago, and my wife planned the vacations the following week, right? So because I ended up not competing, and I compete last week, so my wife was like, so I have to cancel the vacation? I'm like, no, you don't need to cancel it because we went with family members and friends.
Smart move.
Yeah, so I was like, no, you don't need to. I will suffer. Yeah. I will sacrifice. So I brought all my food.
Yeah, that's good, though.
You know?
You don't want to cancel a family vacation.
No,
because that one would
not at
still
all.
be haunting you now.
Not at all. It's just enough with all the stress with this because wifey is the one that, shout out to Carlita. I love you, babe. She's the one that cook all my meals and all that stuff. So she's in the process,
Nice.
And just to cancel a vacation like that, nah.
I'm glad to hear that she's on board with it, that she's meal prepping to help you. That's good, because when it's a unity, it's a lot stronger. Plus,
she normally work out with me, and she does it with me. She eat the same thing, and until it gets to 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out, that things get a little hotter. And she said, okay, so I'm going to step out now. Right?
You're on your own mission.
Yes. But she support me that way. She's the one that takes my pictures, my videos, and all that stuff in the gym. Nice. So it's good.
Yeah, because I've seen it quite a bit. Even that she was like the one on the thing she was doing, you could hear her screaming.
Yes.
Like, that's there she goes. Cool.
Yes.
So I guess because of this also success, you're getting to the next circuit, but you got looks like some sponsors you're working with now.
Yeah. So I started working with this company called Raw, Get Raw Nutrition. This is one of the biggest, if not the biggest, nutritional company in the bodybuilding world. And I'm in one of their programs is an ambassador program. So my goal is to get to the level of, a sponsorship.
Okay.
Right? But I start from the bottom. That is the ambassador program. That is their pre-workout. I've been taking those products for a little bit now.
Pre-workout.
Really good. The other day I took a dry spoon. I will post that video because I recorded. So I took a dry scoop of that pre-workout, and it tastes really good.
It's got a lot of looks like the BCA type, the aminos, right? Oh, yes. That's why.
Yes.
That's nice. And natural caffeine.
It's really good, and this is their whey protein. So let's see where it take us.
That's good.
One step at a time, man, and I'm gonna be posting a lot of those products.
Okay.
And just to kind of for people to get a little bit of knowledge of when to take things around their workout, what to take, what not to take as well, because there's a lot of misconceptions online.
Yes.
And it's always good to not talk about the things that you are selling, but talk about the things that are beneficial for the consumer.
Good point. That's good, beneficial. And what is your Instagram? It's at
fitbeliever.com.
Okay.
Sorry, at fitbeliever_.
And what about, you got TikTok as well?
At Fit Believer.
Okay, cool. At Fit Believer, you can remember that. That's for both. We'll put the links down here and we'll put them in the video. The best way to get a hold of you and reach out is?
It's my Instagram. So this is something that I was thinking, right? So everybody has a website.
Yeah.
And I believe that people get lost on the website. And they don't get to know you. But if you go to my Instagram, you can see everything that I do. Church, right? So if I'm going to school, if I'm with my kids in the gym, in my house, like you can see me and you can get to know me that way. If you go to my website, you're just gonna read things, see pictures, watch videos, and you're not gonna know me.
It's just gonna be a big instruction manual motive.
Yeah, so I believe that my Instagram or my TikTok is the best way for me, for you guys to reach me.
No, it's actually clean. That's in marketing. It's a parasocial relationship. They get to know you before they actually sit down and chat with you. So they can actually develop to see if your character fits them. So that's a good play. I like that. So anything else you want to plug or add before we?
Nah, man. I mean, I'm blessed to be in this position. It's been a long journey, and it's just the beginning. And I just want to say thank you, man. God bless you.
No, I appreciate you coming in.
I know that you are, an open book and helping, local businesses to, to get things out, and that's big. So I really appreciate it.
It's just, like I said, this is something that I get, I'm access to, so I like to share it. Plus, I get to hear all the cool stories, like you said, to get to know you better and where you're at. And now that I know, you got Raw, because I'm in the market for something like that.
Nice.
So we'll talk off camera.
Awesome.
So
awesome.
Again, thanks for stopping by. This is Michael and Oscar. Michael Young, E3 Realty, keeping you in the know. Be safe out there. You can always DM me through this channel, or if you see me on Instagram, shoot me a DM if you want. His call signs, I can reach out to you and send them directly. Have a great day and talk to you soon.